Hello, everybody. Mr. Horace here at your service. I'm always trying to help people. I'm always trying to serve people, to help people. So, anyway, of course, before First, before I begin this next repertoire, of music, of songs, I'm going to kind of I'm going to do an introductory video. One or two depends on how long. I mean, if this is too long, I'm gonna cut it into two halves. I mean, cut it, not cut it. I mean, divide it into two halves. So here is. So I just finished the Chinese vocals and guitar. Okay. When I finish all the vocals and guitar, I have three more playlists, three repertoires of vocals and guitar to do. Then I will come back to the guitar accompaniment, guitar arrangement, just focus on the guitar. And I will go back to the Chinese, the 30 Chinese, the greatest contemporary Chinese songs, and then the three English repertoires. So there will be a total of 12 playlists. That was my plan, and it's going well. Right? That's how I like to organize all these songs. And after that, ideally, I would like to move on to the non musical subjects. I did. Not really. It's really not worth mentioning. But over the years, I did write a number of books. Of course, I never published them. They are just some personal ideas. It's not really. It doesn't really. I don't know how to say it. It's not worthy of people's attention. So, but I do like to. I might never publish these books, but my talk about a lot of the big ideas, or points that I made in those books. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing those videos. They are not related to music. Okay, so I did write a book about the philosophy of music, and so that is related to music. And then I also wrote a book about the philosophy of guitar playing. Now that is related to music, but except those two, guitar and music. The philosophy of, for example, the philosophy of culture. It's not really, directly related to music. Even though music is part of culture, right? Music is part of culture. So, to a very slight degree, I think you can say it's connected. But the philosophy of education, for example, the philosophy of the social philosophy or political philosophy, that's absolutely not related to the music, right? So education, social philosophy, political philosophy, So ultimately, I since I was I enter university. I went to National Taiwan University. Uh, Ultimately, after all, I study humanities. I focus my study on political science, political theory, political history, political science. But focus. I concentrate myself on the theory and history. Philosophy actually, philosophy, theory, history. So, you know, read a lot of philosophical works, right? Plato, a lot of John Locke, so these people, and so I have some basic understanding of Western philosophy, Western history, world history, American history, and I was interested in literature, Western literature, especially Russian literature. Dostoevsky, my favorite, writer, it's Dostoevsky, and then of course you have Tolstoy. I believe Russian literature is the best, in the world. Like Chinese food is the best, food in the world, or kung fu. Chinese kung fu is the best martial arts in the world. In terms of literature, Russian the best. Anyway, so that's that. Now let me come back to uh, this music thing, right? So the funny thing about this guitar project, I really started on the English songs. You know, I spent really a lot more time learning to play and playing, English songs than the Chinese songs. Even though the Chinese songs, were my initial original inspiration for wanting to learn how to play guitar. But then, from there, once I discovered after I discovered John Denver and Jim Croce, I pretty much, completely, immersed myself in Western music, and so it's funny that so that's really the origin of this entire project was the 95 English songs, and I call them 95 guitar masterpieces. And why 95? Because 95 theses, right? Martin Luther was 1517. Anyway, that about the Reformation. So I will talk about that a lot more. The connection between why did I choose 95, not 100, right? And 97, 95, because of this reason, this reference, this connection, and but what's the meaning behind it? I'll talk about that in a different channel, in the non-musical one. So so I thought, well, I'm gonna do this 95. I want to create my very own guitar arrangements for this 95. I believe they are the best English songs, and but and then later, I thought, well, by the way, once I finish the 95, English songs, I want to, select, a number of really, really good, the Taiwanese campus folk classics. Those are the best, the greatest Chinese, songs. And I can also do, the arrangement. But that was really the last priority. I didn't really, the least important in the project. I spent so much time. Really I would say 95% of my energy and time during the last about 10 years. Because I've been playing this music since I was 15, so that was like 40 years ago. But the last 10 years, I really focused so much of my time, on the research, on research, and also just thinking about what's the best, arrangement, guitar complement, for these songs. And I really spent, yeah, really 95% at least of the time on the English songs. Okay, and I did finish the English songs first, and then after I did that, I thought, well, I mean, I really should do a number of Chinese songs. So then I spent, it was not too much. I mean, less than a year, maybe 6 months. I went into, and I selected 30, and then I started working on. So that was kind of that was really the background of the story or evolution of the project. But so what's interesting is, well, in fact, so that was the original idea, but now I kind of, I did the opposite. Now I finish the Chinese songs. I actually present the Chinese songs first, and then come back to where I started, first, which is the 95 guitar masterpieces. Now, another interesting thing happened is my idea changed, my feeling really changed. In the beginning, 10 years ago, I thought, wow, this 95 guitar masterpieces are so important that I have to do it. I have to get it done, right? And I have to share that with the world. I didn't think much about the Chinese songs, but now, I mean, if I have a choice between the two, 30 Chinese songs and 95 English songs, I will prefer. I mean, if I can only do one repertoire, I'm going to choose the Chinese songs. Okay, because once I finish, work on the Chinese and complete it, it kind of like, it's like, it really helped me discover my root, who I am, who I really am. Okay, so I mean, I am Chinese, and these Chinese songs are my music, are my songs. Okay, doesn't matter how great, how excellent, how marvelous these 95 English songs, how great they are, and and I appreciate them. I admire them, and I really enjoy playing them and value them tremendously. But ultimately, that's not my music. That's not my music, in the sense that, well, that belong to white folks. That's the music of the white people. Okay, and American, Canadian, British, German. Okay, so I mean, that's not Chinese. So even though I greatly admire and appreciate and enjoy, those English songs, those are not my songs. Those are the songs of the white folks. These Chinese songs, the 30, they are my song, my music. Okay, so remember, there is in Chinese song, in one of the Chinese 30 Chinese songs is, let's sing the song from our hometown. 这是一首歌, I don't remember the 一首短短的歌，来自原野，来自短短， I don't remember the chords. So let's sing a song from our hometown, right? So I mean, that's really a powerful song. The message is, well, you need to sing your own song first. It doesn't mean you can't sing other people's song. No, that there is no conflict between that. It's not exclusive. It doesn't exclude you. Singing your own song does not exclude you from singing the songs of other people. But important thing is, you need to learn your own songs first. almost 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and I will continue this in part 2 of this video.